What is going on, good people of the internet? It is time once again, for us to come together as African American nerds, as black nerds, as blurs, whatever you want to call us. We are back once again for a little show we like to call Blerd Grounds. We have been gone for a hot minute, but we are here once again talking about all the nerdy news and good shit that we love to talk about on this podcast. And don't forget that you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, YouTube, officially on Pandora now. I found out this week we're officially on fucking Pandora after like waiting months and months and months. And I'm not even gonna give them a COVID excuse because I submitted that shit in January. So kiss my ass. But in general, I'm sorry. Like I submitted.
But thanks for having us.
Right. Thank you for pumping our shit. Please don't listen to this guy.
The words expressed by James Corden do not reflect the views of the other.
Don't you dare. But like, I'm just bitter because I submitted that shit in January. But anyway, don't forget you can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, iHeartRadio, all those great places. You can follow us on Twitter at BG. Wrong podcast. You can follow this podcast at Twitter at Blerd Grounds. You can follow this on Instagram at Blerd Grounds. You can check out the podcast website on Comics Ground on Twitter and Instagram at On Comics Ground, and check out the website oncomicsground.com with some hyphens between those words for me, where you can check out all of our reviews, previews, solicitations, all that great shit throughout the week. To my left. Actually, no, below me, because I do that differently for panel to panel. Under me, we have the return of the man himself. Mr. Marcus Freeman has returned to us, ladies and gentlemen. He has been gone for a hot minute, and he has returned. Yes. The return of the Mac.
Once again.
Welcome back, sir. How are you doing today?
Hey, you know the vibes. What's going on? I'm happy to be back. How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. Y'all are making my night. Above me, we have the man who, like myself, is very frustrated that we still don't know the Dino Fury cast for Power Rangers, and is just laughing at the absurdity at some of the stuff going on in the Power Rangers fandom right now. We have Andre Drew. How are you doing today?
I'm actually doing well. That cast needs to hurry up and be confirmed before I can smack some bitches. But I'm good. Power Ranger fandom is toxic as hell.
Yeah, you're not wrong, especially with what's been going on, and then you got the actors acting stupid, and you got them trying to box and whatnot. It's a lot of bullshit right now.
No, only JDF is trying to box him. He's not going to get any further than
that. Because you got Blake Foster and the kid who played Young Rocky about the box.
Oh, well, wow. Blake Foster can catch hands anyway, so.
Oh, yeah, Blake Foster can catch hands any day of the week.
He can catch hands. That's
just
when
facts.
the Power Rangers get so problematic?
Bro, no. Did you hear about that, Travis?
No.
So do you? Let me finish intros, then we'll talk about that real quick. So above Andre, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Dr. Aaron Jones. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Chilling, maxing, relaxing, chilling out,
nice
cool. You know,
nice reference. And then below Marcus, I literally he's cut off on my Discord screen, but he's still here. Afro Baggins himself. We have Travis Tucker. How you doing today, man?
Pretty good. Extremely happy that Aaron caught my Return of the Mac reference. I love that.
Okay. So, Travis, did you ever watch Power Rangers Turbo?
No, I'm still not at your guys' level with Power Rangers. I've seen SPD, a little bit of RPM, and then a little bit of Jungle Fury, and that's it.
Oh, good shit. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
But if you recall, Power Rangers Zeo, but after Power Rangers Zeo, there was the Power Rangers Turbo, which was when they'd had another movie, but this one was actually in canon. They started doing more shit, and Rocky, the Blue Ranger at the time, had left, and they brought in a 12-year-old kid named Justin to be the Blue Ranger. And motherfuckers were pissed. They thought this was the worst thing they could possibly do, that a little kid was going to be a Power Ranger.
Man, this is Beetleborgs ripoff.
And that's the facts. That's the facts, because Big Bad Beetleborgs was doing better in numbers, which was a show about kids who basically were Power Rangers and hanging out in a haunted house with a bunch of like sideshow freaks and shit. And that was their whole thing. And that was getting better ratings than Power Rangers, even though it was made by the same damn company. So they elected to bring in a Kid Ranger, but if anything, it just made the ratings worse. So Blake Foster, that kid was hated by an entire generation of fans. I didn't give a fuck about him. A Ranger's a Ranger. That's how I was as a kid. But in general, he was hated by almost an entire generation of fans. And then about a year ago, when it was announced that during Power Rangers Beast Morphers, the Gold Ranger was going to be a skinny white kid, Blake Foster is now like this buff 40-year-old dude who is like got like super tatted. He came back to the Power Rangers fandom, I think 2016. Like he started doing cons and shit. He does MMA and whatnot now and yada yada. And he came out on Instagram talking a lot of shit, saying that, oh, I don't recall Power Rangers being weenies. He literally said weenies. And like got all pissed at this kid not being super buff and shit like the rest of the Rangers. And everybody and their mama, including other Rangers, other past Rangers, literally like canceled him. Like said, no, fuck you, get out. Are you fucking serious? We do not care. Like no one cares. Like we've had skinny Rangers, we've had not as athletic Rangers, we've had plenty of different kinds of people that are Rangers. The only we haven't had as an actual like plus size person, but like, you need to be able to be somewhat decent for them stunts. But like in general, everybody was against him. Hell, I even messaged him on Instagram and got a response where I said in Power Rangers SPD, the Black Red Ranger says heroes come in all colors. And that was 8 years ago, Andre? SPD was 8 years ago?
About 8 years ago, yeah.
10 years ago, something like that. And
yeah.
That was that far away during the Disney era, and I even said this in messages, and so I was like, "Why are you saying this now?" And he responded to me and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. Back when I was a Ranger, I had people like Jason David Frank and Austin St. John to look up to," and and I was like, "So you were a 12-year-old kid, 15 years ago? Damn, I'm old.
15, but, 05.
05, damn, Jesus Christ." But anyway, I even said, you were a 12-year-old kid playing a Power Ranger, and you're gonna get mad at this dude who's like 18, 19, 20 something, like about that, if not older, playing a Power Ranger? Like, really, dog? Really?
This the hill you want to die on, homie?
So that's why like Blake Foster can catch hands, because like he's not old dude from Overdrive bad, but like he about there. Fuck.
So they're telling him about the fight.
So then, about 6 months ago, they started playing this fight where the kid who, like, during a time travel episode in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, who played Kid Rocky, like the Red Ranger during Mighty Morphin, he grew up and started doing cons and shit. He's real chill. He's on TikTok and shit. I love him.
No, wait. He was in Three Ninjas.
Oh yeah, he was also in Three Ninjas. Three Ninjas was good too.
That's my shit.
Yeah, that was the shit.
Shout out to Rocky and Tum Tum.
Yeah. And, he challenged Blake Foster to an MMA fight. And now in 2021, they're hyping up this big like Power Ranger battle of like the kids who grew up. And I'm like, I really needed this man to beat Blake Foster's ass. Like, I really need it so bad.
Mike gonna beat his ass. There's no question about it.
Yeah, like
no question.
Because Mike's even a freaking title holder in MMA, so that's why I'm like, yes, please beat his ass. But that's our sidetrack for the day. But so now after that, we're gonna try to bring it down for a second. So the reason why, one of the many reasons why we've taken another 3-week break was because of the fact that we lost a king. We lost a king. Yeah, he was in Three Ninjas. But we while y'all having a whole damn conversation while I was talking, Jesus. But we lost a king recently. We lost Chadwick Boseman. Y'all all know what he's done. He played Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, all kinds of amazing characters. He played T'Challa, Black Panther, and he did something by playing that character that not many of us get to do. He changed the world for an entire generation of moviegoers, superhero lovers, or just African Americans in general, Black people in general, that we have our own hero to look to beyond just Wesley Snipes in a whole other fucking canon. Like, we had our own hero up on the screen, and you had everybody coming together to take little kids to showings, and it was greatness. We took a week off because, like, literally the day after we did panel to panel, like right after it happened, we did panel to panel, and Travis and Mary were barely holding it together. But like, I talked to all these guys, and we reached a consensus that Blerd Grounds was not going to go well if we did that 2 days afterwards. If we didn't have other things to talk about on panel to panel, I would have been a mess. So in general, we just said we were going to take a little bit of time off from Blerd Grounds, but also other things came back into play, like we needed to plan Marcus's return. We needed to wait for Lovecraft Country to catch up. We had other things that happened, like Jasmine's not here tonight because of the stuff going on in Washington and California. So in general, things are rough right now. But we still wanted to take the semi-first part of this episode after being sidetracked. We still want to take the first part of this episode to highlight this man. And Marcus, you are the one that is returning. I want to give you the floor to talk about like your feelings on this man real quick.
Man, it's just, even now, it's been, some time since he passed, but it's still so shocking because it came out of nowhere. Like, it's amazing, that he was able to kind of keep that within himself and his like close circle, like his family, and that nobody else found out. It didn't leak in this era of TMZ and whatnot. And just for him to have the output he had during this time, it's like even though they say he felt like he was going to beat it, just knowing that, he felt like he was like, nothing's guaranteed. Let me just kind of dive into what I love, which is, his craft. And the thing, like the just the level of success these movies had, and the level of quality the movies was unbelievable too. You're playing Jackie Robinson, you're playing Thurgood Marshall, you're playing James Brown, you're playing T'Challa the Black Panther in a big budget movie. You're spearheading like one of the most lucrative movies with an all black cast in all of film history. So to have all that on your shoulders, on top of you're fighting this disease at the same time, it's really unbelievable. And I know a lot of people like to joke about Chadwick playing all these famous historical black people, and I feel like studios went to him because they knew he would bring quality to those roles, and I think it's something to be admired and not made fun of. And we saw people making fun of how he looked like he didn't want to do the Wakanda Forever salute. He looked like, people were speculating whether he was on drugs or not. I personally thought he was losing weight for a role because I thought he was that serious of an actor that he would transform for certain roles. So that's what I thought. But just to see him dealing with all that and put it all into perspective, it's just really kind of awe-inspiring, and he'll definitely be missed.
All right. Dr. Jones, I feel like you being the most educated of us about this, and you even went through some of the same things to get people to go see this movie. So I feel like your thoughts on this are very important to hear as well.
Yeah, just to echo a lot of what Marcus has already said, that he's he made a huge impact within a very short amount of time, and I think the thing that I take issue with is when people try to have conversations about the casting and all that kind of stuff at this point, when obviously we're still grieving, and a man has lost his life. Kids have lost their father, a wife has lost her husband, and colleagues have lost a good friend, and we've lost a hero, and really not interested in talking about the movie at all. If they don't do one, it will be slightly disappointing, but still, it'd be understandable. And yeah, I the impact of the film was far-reaching, and that's the reason why, a year before the movie came out, I knew it was going to be big. Like I had that foresight. I think he had that foresight, and it was great to take students to it and really see it. And I think even people made fun of his accent, but I know that he put a lot into it, and it was solid to me. And hearing people just kind of reacting, like people that he was really close to who also didn't know what was going on until we found out that he passed away. Like we're hurting just as much as the people that knew him very well, because we saw him so much, and again, to that strength of, we're thinking that he's tired of doing it, but he's tired. He's going through insurmountable pain, but he's still out there, which is the thing that's amazing to me, is that he went to all these press junkets and to Comic Cons and all this stuff while suffering greatly. And that's on the one hand, like, we're seen as the strong people that can endure all of this terribleness. But it it is really amazing to see someone focus on his craft and do what is impactful for others. And even the videos where he's talking about.
Oh, we lost Aaron.
Uh-oh.
Aaron, you good? Your mic went out, dog.
Yeah, I
I'm
see
still
he's
here.
still on.
Oh,
Okay.
you're still
Still
here.
here.
You're still there.
Sheesh. No, but just it's a big freaking deal, and it's like losing a member of your family, even though you never met them before in person, and it is really rough. And all we can do now is kind of just remember that you never know what people are going through, and just be very mindful about jokes and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's Wakanda forever for real. Yeah.
Most def. Andre, you haven't got to
Yo,
speak on this. I know myself and Travis have, so like obviously our points won't be as big on this, but I want to make sure that you get to speak on this shit, because this is important.
it pretty much echoing what everybody else is saying. It was one of the Marvel movies that really like hit me. Like, you could go see like your Captain America's, your Iron Man and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. But to see like somebody who looks like you and pseudo talks like you, and just to see like what we as Black people can do if we come together and just like advance as a people, that was really just awe inspiring. And I saw the movie with my family. I took my grandpa, and we don't really go to movies that much, and even he loved it. My mom had bought me a portrait of like Black Panther that I hang above my wall, because I was just like, I just feel like I'm protected, for him to go through all of that, it's really, as much as it sucks, it kind of is awe-inspiring that you did all of that while going through what you was going through. Like, it's like, that's crazy. But I try to look at it in a pseudo positive way, that like, he's no longer in pain, he left his mark, and he will be missed.
Most stuff.
So yeah.
Travis, do you want to say some things that you can? I know we like everything, but
just to kind of, everyone kind of said everything that needed to be said. I just want to hammer in the point, because it's something I've been dealing with personally on my social media stuff, is the talking of casting when people are still grieving. It is the most frustrating thing to honestly deal with. Like, like you're talking about literally replacing everybody's hero, and I find that to be mad disrespectful right off the bat. Like, weeping.
That was the one thing that I was going to speak on too. It's like not only from a perspective that there is nobody else that can replace Chadwick as T'Challa, if you really think, and like I wanted to smack the first person who made the motherfucking meme too. The one who said they should grab an Infinity Stone and have Michael B. Jordan come back and be Black Panther. I was like, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, we have comic accurate portrayal right there of Shuri. Ready to step, not comic accurate portrayal, but like comic accurate, the next person to take the lead, be the character. Shuri is the next one in line to take over the role. If they are really wanting to, which I don't even think they should make a sequel at this rate because of the fact of how monumental of a thing that was. You could end everything there and just make Blade, make other black superheroes, and continue forward, especially because this month Luke Cage is back at Marvel. You could call Mike Coulter back and give him a movie. Like, you could do other things that matter and leave his movie as a memorial. But if y'all really want to, Shuri is your only choice. The fact that y'all were even debating this within the 24 hours of him being gone is disgusting. Like, that had me so furious. While I was recording other shows, while I was getting like messages upon messages of these different things in my timeline, I'm like, why? Why are y'all so inconsiderate? What is wrong with y'all?
Well, you should definitely dismiss all the Hotepian nonsense about bringing back Killmonger and making him Black Panther because those people did not get the movie. Number they didn't understand the movie at all. So everything about that should be dismissed.
That was a great way to phrase that. Hotepian. Yeah, that was a great way to do
right.
That.
So yeah, anything that people like that say about, Black Panther should be taken with a grain of salt because they obviously weren't paying attention.
Yeah. So,
Real.
Go ahead, Aaron.
No, it's real. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Those are our thoughts on that. No, I shouldn't have said it like that. But rest in peace, our king. We have lost one of the greatest champions of an era. Excuse me. So we have to go from that into, wow, James was motherfucking right, and I kind of hate that. Headphones are joking, Travis.
Do you hate it?
I hate it because of the fact that I was right that Disney's some bullshit, but knowing that I'm right, I'm like, it's kind of nice, but also I hate it. Like, it's one of them moments where it's like, I love that I was right about this, but I hate you, Disney. Like, it's one of, yeah. So what am I talking about? So if y'all recall from the beginning of season 2, we had an episode where we highlighted some of the black characters in Star Wars because of the Rise of Skywalker coming out. And it was one of them things where I said from the jump, when we got to the new Disney era of Star Wars, that John Boyega was cheated out of his role in the movies. And lo and behold, he comes out with an interview that shook the world by storm, to the point that Disney released the release date and the trailer for Mandalorian season 2 to cloud the storm. They said, yo, hold up, sorry, we're gonna put old dude, we're just gonna put this out here. Y'all ain't gonna talk about this, and we said, nope, we gonna talk about this. Because Mandalorian is good shit. But James was right. So, if we look at the interview, we can talk about the fact that friggin' John Boyega speaks on the fact that what I would when he would speak frankly about how racism marred his time spent in the galaxy far, far away when speaking to British GQ. Quote, what I would say to Disney is to do not bring out a black character, market them to be much more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good. I'll say it straight up. Wow. Isn't that what I said? That was right. So, he even goes on to say, you knew what to do with these people. When it came to Kelly Marie Tran, when it came to John Boyega, fuck all. So what do you want me to say? What they want you to say is, I enjoyed being part of it. It was a great experience. Nah. I'll take that deal when it's a great experience. They gave me all the new. They gave all the nuance to Adam Driver. They gave all the nuance to Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest. Daisy knows this. Adam knows this. Everybody knows. I'm not exposing anything. Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? Andre, ain't that funny?
That's hilarious.
Ain't it funny?
Literally, it's as if I spoke it into existence.
Why they lie to him, James?
Why did they lie to all of us? Because I even the fact that they were like, yo, black man is a stormtrooper. What? Black man holds a lightsaber. What?
What?
They had this shit hyped up. They had all the races going ham on the bitch. They were going to town. Like, we don't want a black man to be the center of the universe, man. And then what did they do? They threw the other marginalized minority into the forefront, the woman. And that made things worse, because it was one thing for a black man. Y'all made a woman be in there, and that they lost their shit even worse.
That Asian woman at that.
No, I'm talking about Daisy. I'm talking about Daisy for a second.
Oh, I'm talking about Ray.
They took the lightsaber out of Finn's hand and gave it to Rey, and that had them motherfuckers in flames.
That was actually the scene.
Yeah, that was literally the scene. They gave him the lightsaber and then gave it to Daisy, and it was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You literally, every motherfucking trailer said he's a traitor. He's doing everything. He's going on a mission with Poe, and then it was like lightsaber, and then it was nah, bitch, woman. And I'm like, wait, let me make it abundantly clear. Panel to Panel is hosted by me, a gay man, Travis, an awesome ally. And
please, God, don't token Mary right now.
I'm trying to token Mary here, but I'm making a point. And Mary, the strongest lesbian woman that I know, because she will kick all of our asses when it comes to comic book knowledge, because she knows more than me.
You're gonna token her.
I'm not tokening her for a point. I'm not tokening her. And also, her and I co-run this website. I would be like, she would kick my ass 4 ways to Sunday if I was trying to token her, or if I was trying to say that women don't matter when it comes to nerd media, because they do. But the problem at hand here is, and you know what, it kind of goes into the Batwoman thing too, but I'm not gonna go there today.
Oh, let's wait on that.
Yeah, let's wait on that one, because that's its own episode. But in general, they said, fuck the one minority, let's give them another minority. And this game of minority swapping for no reason is frustrating, because then you're pitting minority against minority, while the white cis man sits on the sideline not looking guilty, and that's some bullshit. Tell me I'm wrong.
I can't, but I also see your kufi on.
Wait.
The Hotep hat, the kufi.
Oh my God! You need to stop. Right now.
I mean, number one, shout out to Ian for putting this in the chat a few weeks back. That's how I was able to read this article. Number two, all this shows is just Star Wars is the most toxic genre fan base in all of the genre fan bases, in my opinion. And honestly, I feel kind of disgusted to really like Star Wars. Because everything that just led up from The Last Jedi, whether you like that movie or not, I happen to love that movie. It's probably my second or third favorite Star Wars movie. But whether you like it or not, there's no reason for you to bully a poor woman who had the biggest opportunity of her life career wise, and ended up, leaving social media because of it.
Yep.
And then how does Disney and Star Wars, the people that were putting together the next movie have her back? They marginalize her in the last one. And then as far as Finn, the writing was on the wall when he picked up that lightsaber and then got slashed in the back and was in that little space coma or whatever the hell they had.
Right.
Once that happened, I was like, yeah, this is how they set it up to put him to the side. And I was in denial. I was like, well, no, maybe they'll do something with him. The casino part of The Last Jedi wasn't that bad. It gave Finn something to do. Like, I was really in denial until like the lead up to The Last Skywalker, where I was like, yeah, he's really just a character on the side. He's not even a Han Solo.
Chasing his tail for all of Rise of Skywalker.
You seen Lando?
I gotta tell you something. And then it was, hey, yo, I was force sensitive, and I could have been the one to hold that lightsaber the whole time.
Right. It's very disappointing, man. And it's like I just feel kind of distant from my fandom of Star Wars. There's certain things I still like The Mandalorian. I haven't played Fallen Order yet, but I'll probably get around to playing that soon.
It's pretty good.
I read some of the comic books, but other than that, it's like, man, like really fuck Star Wars. Really, that's how I kind of feel.
And I will say this before I let one of my brothers go in on this, because I also want to hear what Andre has to say. But in general, Disney made right with Kelly Marie Tran because of the outcry that happened from the fan base after the stupid Gators got like pushed her out. Because fuck them, fuck Ethan, and I'm gonna say it live right now. And I'll say it on panel to panel too. Fuck Ethan Van Sciver for like going after her with like buying the action figures and tearing her arms off and shit. Fuck him. I'll say it to your face. Yeah, no, Ethan Van Sciver is an idiot. He got famous because of his artwork. He's like famous for doing the artwork on Johns' Green Lantern and shit. Also, fuck you, Jeff Johns. But I used to love you. Fuck you. But in general, I'm really spiteful tonight, y'all. I'm sorry. But I'm an angry black man tonight. But in general, but no, Ethan Sciver is like one of the like the king of like one of the front runners of Comicsgate. Once freaking what's the word? I forget his damn diversity in comics. Your boy Zach stepped down. Fuck both of them, because they spent their whole like 3 years, the past 3-4 years, just constantly bashing Marvel or anything Star Wars that had diversity in it. He did whole live streams where he would tear the arms off of Kelly Marie Tran action figures and like rallied his people up to attack her on social media. Fuck you. Like but like
kind of stupid.
Yeah, no, he's fucking crazy. But like in general, you see that Disney has made right with Kelly Marie Tran by giving her the role in this new animated movie, Rey of the Last Dragon. They made right with her. You don't see that with John Boyega.
Is that making right though? It's
not really.
It's not really making right, but like it's at least them taking the attempt to put her in the forefront. Whereas in Last Jedi, she was like the epitome of a side character, and then Abrams threw her into a dumpster in Rise of Skywalker. Like,
hey, fuck J.J. Abrams too, to be real.
Yeah, fuck J.J. Abrams, but like he literally threw her into the dumpster. Like he said Kobe and threw him into the dumpster. Like, that's what he did. Like
in the article, John Boyega says it's really not J.J. Abrams' fault. So I'm guessing there's some behind the scenes stuff that pushed J.J. to do what he had to do.
Yeah, but J.J.'s whack to begin with, so that's not either here nor there.
But he's on Lovecraft Country team.
Is
he? Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
He's an executive
Bad
producer.
Robot. Yeah, Bad Robot. Yeah, it's a part
fucking
of that.
A. Yeah. But just in general, I think at least Kelly Marie Tran is getting something in response to what happened to her. But I don't see them ever doing right by John Boyega, and that pisses me the fuck off.
But the difference between them is John Boyega is going to land on his feet. There are some powerful directors in Hollywood that are interested in working with him.
Especially after his protest.
He's doing a movie with Steve McQueen, I believe, and they want to do another movie with him.
Oh, shit.
I think he's set up to be kind of powerful down the line.
All right. Good shit.
Yeah.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm munching on candy corn right now because it's candy corn
Of all
season.
things,
Are you really hating on my candy corn, Aaron?
I'm just saying, like, of all things to be eating right now,
Glad somebody
it's
else
not
said
even
it.
over yet.
No, because see, I buy 2 containers of candy corn a year at the beginning of September. One container, it's about the size of a cereal bowl. 1 container to get me through September and October, 1 to get me through November and December. And then I don't.
Hey,
that's how you do it.
James, you my dog and all, but that's the.
Y'all so mean. Y'all so mean.
I
How do you feel about candy
agree.
corn? Andre, how do you feel about this Boyega shit so we can move on?
I feel like Boyega deserved a hell of a lot better than what he got. I wanted to see like some Mace Windu 2.0.
Yes.
They've had
And
style.
and I was after like the first movie I was like, okay, cool. But then the second and the third one, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, you gonna make him gay with Poe? Like, what are y'all doing?
That would have been baller though.
I'd have been
And
okay
they
with
were
that.
both on board. They were both
on
wanted to
board.
do
And
it.
even in
both-
every like press thing, they'd be super
It's the-
close, and I'm like, okay.
It's the will they won't they part of it is that they were trying to like kind of tease it, but just not.
And they were even trying to manipulate the press for it too. Like, maybe we could get this. Y'all play for it.
Right.
Let's go.
Right. So and then
But
nothing. Like to see him get pushed with Kelly Marie Tran, I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm okay with that. But
Well, if they would have stuck to that, I'd have been like, all right, whatever.
I'd have been all right. It's not
But
great,
like,
but it's all
let's
right.
throw him with the other black person in Rise of Skywalker. I was like, I swear to
Right,
God.
that's what I thought. But John will be all right. He will be all right.
Definitely.
Definitely. But hey, props to him for calling out bullshit when you see it.
Yeah,
It's some bullshit.
Right.
It's some bullshit. James was right.
Hashtag James was right. But so after proclaiming the good word that James was right about something for the first time ever, we
not the first time.
I mean, I know the first time, but it doesn't always happen the way I want. Can't believe Jim. Wait, I swear to God. I swear to God. So we got the news this week from Will Smith himself. That I almost made a really bad joke. I hate you, Travis, for putting it in my head. But like it's your fault. But we got the news this week. I hate you.
Make the joke.
I hate you. But anyway, we got the news this week from Will Smith that not only are we getting the realization of that YouTube video from last year of Bel-Air becoming a reboot of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, being brought to us from Peacock. We now hashtag James was right, yes. But we also are getting a 30-year reunion special of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And not only that, OG Aunt Viv is making a return.
Oof.
Well, look at that. August has came and went, and now Will is getting his life together.
God damn! God damn!
Oh my God!
How are you gonna grow my childhood hero like that?
Oh my God!
That entanglement did something to him.
Yo, he was like, I need to make up with everyone but Jada.
Oh my God! I didn't hear.
My Lord.
I didn't
My
hear
Lord.
it when it. I did not hear that when he said it off screen.
Yes.
But now he just said it on the record.
Yes.
This is what happens when James
You
makes the
broke
agenda.
James.
This is what happens when James makes the agenda and isn't paying attention for 5 minutes. I lose my fucking shit.
You broke James.
But no. Okay. So yes, Janet Hubert has agreed. Like, there's even a screenshot of Will Smith sitting with Janet Hubert. But they have mended the bridge after all the years that have happened with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And obviously, what I think is going to happen, and what obviously needs to happen, that way they don't push the other Aunt Viv out of the room, is they're gonna pull what Roseanne did and have Sarah Chalk, or in this case, Janet Hubert, come back in a secondary role. That's what I think is going to happen.
That makes sense.
Are you talking about in the reboot or the reunion?
In the reunion.
Reboot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind.
Because I don't know if the reunion is going to be like a Brady Bunch style like round table, or if it's going to be like an episode of the show. If it's a round table, like, hey, let's all get together and talk about this shit, then okay, cool, whatever. Let's just talk about it.
That's probably what I'm thinking they're doing.
I hope not, though, because the two Aunt Vivs the two actresses didn't have issues. The issues was between her and Will. So he needs to own that and need to have both of them at the same time. They were both cast members on the show. He needs to own what he did and just let them be there.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he was being a jerk and she called him out on it and they didn't. He was the star of the show and she had to go.
Yeah.
Place her with a light-skinned woman.
So it's like, it's one of them things where it's like, I really feel if it's just like a cool little like reunion roundtable, then it doesn't matter. But like if they do like an episode type thing, then it will probably be Janet comes back as either the original Aunt Viv, or Aunt Viv 2 will be like another character. Like, that's my immediate thought process when I see that.
Be auntie
so
something.
Like, right. So it's like if they do like a special episode, since instead of like, oh, we're just sitting down and talking. I see what you mean.
Family Matters did like a sit down, I think.
Yeah, Family Matters did a sit down. They did like one giant sit down with everybody, which I think that would be the best thing. And what's crazy is in other interviews and stuff like that, Alfonso Ribeiro is even on record of saying that like, oh, she just went nuts. So it's like, like he said, she went nuts. Long story short, and there were days when we would all be on set and she would literally go off on people. So
yeah, but when Will says jump, Alfonso says how high. So I take that with a grain of salt.
Valid. So I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna point fingers. Like Marcus
Carlton's a down ass motherfucker.
I'm not gonna throw nobody under the bus for this. I'm
He's
gonna say
Chris Paul. Sorry,
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Jesus. I'm not gonna throw nobody under the bus for that. I'm gonna say there was a disagreement. Travis, I swear to God, if you say it was an entanglement, I'm gonna shoot you. But in general, you said it. You know you were gonna do it too. I hate you. But in general, I think that this is a good thing. I think what can happen in the future is that maybe there could be more projects with them together. But I'm gonna say this is a good thing. Y'all can have your thoughts on that. How y'all feel about this?
I honestly think it's gonna be like something that Parks and Rec did as a reunion, where they do like a little they did like a phone call thing where it's like you still see them as their characters, but obviously with COVID in place, they were just like doing like one of those what's it called? Like a call chat or like a FaceTime thing where each of them
a
as
Zoom
their
call?
character. Like a Zoom call, but not with all of them all together on one screen. Like they would call, one person will call this person and that person will call the other person and something like that. Like for some random special.
I don't know, because like we even have like things like House of Pain coming back, and like now movies are starting to get more and more cleaner, and COVID starting to be more controlled by the industry. So it's possible that this could happen in live.
True.
This is far enough down the road that it could happen. And I mean, that's what it is. I still think Daphne Maxwell Reid should be treated with respect when approaching this. That's my biggest thing.
I agree.
They don't need to throw her to the side just because Janet Hubert is swinging back in like, I'm back, bitches. Like, no.
I need that check.
We cannot do that. And I'm not saying she is going to do that, because from interviews that I've seen of Janet Hubert, she's been nothing but like honest, like, look, I can't talk about it, but like I love what I did on the show. And that's cool. But yeah. Aaron, Travis, y'all want to speak on this? Travis, I've been shooting too many blanks at you all day. I'm sorry. I know you too well. So I'm shooting at you like, stop being that person. Because I know you.
Nigga.
Right, before he can say anything. He's like, stop it.
Oh,
He's like,
is
stop,
it because I'm gay? Is it because I'm gay? But like, yes, talk.
How are you gonna shoot blanks at me, nigga? Hold on.
Because I'm taking shots at you. I'm taking shots at you because I know you're. What's even worse is Aaron was the one to make the joke, not you. Because I know you too well.
Wait.
All right, the show is taking a turn. The show is taking a turn.
Anyway, Travis, how do you feel about this entire situation?
I'm pretty glad that they made up. Honestly, I think Will probably, had a lot of different reconciling to do, kind of to bring it back to that joke. That man's definitely not in a good spot. Fucking.
Hey, it's real.
It sucks. No, it's real. Like, I'm trying to be honest about it. Like, it sucks. So I understand him trying to reconnect with someone that he had done wrong. You know what I'm saying? And coming back and being like, hey, I was wrong. Granted, it's decades later. Will Smith is a much larger powerhouse than he was then. So I feel like maybe it's a little more significant now because of that. But at the same hand, I feel bad for the actress because of what that, like, kind of pushed her to miss out on.
That's real. All right. Does anyone have any closing thoughts on this before we proceed?
I just want to talk on the reboot. I think that it's kind of a dumb idea, and it sounds like something that would be on the CW. So I am not interested.
I mean, when back in March of last year, when it came out, when the idea came out as like a trailer, as a spoof, like kind of like it wasn't Power / Rangers bad, and Andre will get that reference, but it felt.
I like that, so. But
no.
Continue.
This is the one time I will ever tell you this, Marcus. Sit down. But like this
Marcus,
is the one
Marcus,
time.
You're valid, but no, that's not. Now it's not the time.
This is not the time. But in general, this felt like it could have actually been something. Like, honestly, if you wanted to compare this to anything of how it could have been, this could have been Empire minus the music in a way. Like, that's the level of seriousness they could possibly bring to this, like, adaptation of that era. And I wouldn't mind it. But at the same time, I wish they would just make it its own show. Not call it, like, say it's Will or Carlton or Uncle Phil or whatever. I wish it was just its own product. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Conceptually, it is a good idea, as it was, 30 years ago. Because the idea is basically saying that there are wealthy Black people, and the clash of cultures within, the ethnic group leaves room for some interesting stories. But I think it does take away some of the flavor of the potential of the story if it's playing off the Will Smith, Uncle Phil kind of energy, like we've
exactly.
Like there are too many reboots that try to recapture something that it's gone. It's not gone, but like it's been done, and let that live and be its own thing, and create, maybe like we can have like the concept, but it doesn't have to be Bel-Air and Will Smith. I don't know no Black people that live in no Bel-Air. Like there are other places that we can kind of tap into with some of this. So I don't know. Like conceptually, I like the idea, but I don't want it to be, I don't know, watered down by being connected to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
From what I've heard, there's what they're trying to do with this reboot's already being done on that show All American. I haven't watched it, but a lot of people I watch swear by it and say that it's really good.
My sister says that,
and I mean, like, yeah, and I mean, like, and I already made the reference saying that this could be Empire without the music. I think Empire kind of already did this itself, where it's like, the person from the hood grows up, gets the big job, and then tries to instill teachings in his kids. But in this case, in Empire's case, where it goes horribly wrong, like that like which Empire will get its own episode at some point. Now that it's finally ended. But
I hate watched Empire. Like I
watched Empire.
I was just like,
watching. Can we get a
I can't stand y'all niggas, but I gotta watch it.
Yo, my grandma was obsessed with that show.
What? Hold up. What?
I just it made me so mad all the time when I watched it. But
Why?
I still there's so much. It does need its own episode because so much.
I'll say this. I've
drip,
only seen
drop, drippity drop.
Trash. I'll say this.
Is it different from Bad and Bougie though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I think Raindrop Drop Top is kind of the same.
Fucking it. But no, like
you're right.
I'll say this: I've seen only the first season, and like until Chris Rock dies of season 2, I haven't seen the rest of the show. So I would need to like binge before we do an episode on that. But,
I would also need to.
Fuck, I'm dead after that. My man said I can't stand y'all niggas. But no, like fuck, I can't even. That's twice now. Aaron's done got me tonight.
Oh, do justice to James Avery. If they do some type of reunion.
James Avery needs respect on his name for anything that they do feature on with.
That's another reason why I'm not really feeling it.
Fair enough. Yeah, like you can't beat James Avery. Like even the dude who does like the Uncle Phil quote unquote in the Bel-Air trailer or whatever the fuck. Like you can't outdo James Avery. James Avery has a presence. Like it I hate making this reference. It's like the Allstate dude, or like the dude from, or like the dude from Brooklyn Nine-Nine who plays Captain Holt, because I love him. Oh my god! Like
Andre
Brower. You have to have a presence about you as a strong black man walking onto a set. Like James Avery, not only did he astound the world by playing Shredder behind the scenes, no one knew that he was Shredder for a long time, but like. He came on to Fresh Prince and made a statement. And the whole, like, and yeah, Aaron's right. There ain't no black folks in Bel-Air. Like, he stood on his ground with that show and was like, look, I am a lawyer and then a judge in Bel-Air, made it big for my family. And I'll be damned if you are going to be racist against me. I'll be damned if you are going to swindle my kids. Like, there's the episode where fucking Jeffrey pulls a whole damn pool cue out his pants and Uncle Phil goes to town. Like, it don't matter. Like, James Avery stood his ground on that show. And losing him was just, goddamn. So, if they have to astound me if they try anything with this show.
Right.
Who out there breaking glass?
Andre.
That wasn't me.
My bad, guys.
I wasn't gonna be like Rihanna breaking dishes.
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Damn.
My bad, guy. I'm in the middle of a move.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, so from that, we are going to move on to like technically our last topic, but we will be having a secondary topic where we finally do our spoiler cast of the first 5 episodes of Lovecraft Country after this final topic. So if you want to stick around for that, if you've seen all 5 episodes of Lovecraft Country, the 5th episode came out tonight. We saw the first 5 episodes early, but we will be doing this last topic real quick. That way Marcus can scoop because he's only seen it with episode 4. So he will be watching episode 5 tonight while the rest of us have a discussion. So, final topic of the evening. 2 weeks ago, during DC Fandom, or Fandom, whatever the frick you want to call it,
Fandom.
DC and Warner Brothers and Warner Media and AT&T announced with Jim Lee, Reginald Hudlin, Dennis Cowan, and Phil Lamar that they were going to bring back Milestone after months and months, but actually no, not months and months, fucking years upon years upon
I was about to say it's
decades,
longer than that. Yeah.
upon decades now of waiting for Milestone Media to come back after the death of Dwayne McDuffie, rest in peace, of waiting for Milestone to come back, we have been given the announcement that in February of 2021, Milestone will be returning. In what form, we know limited about. We know that there is currently talks of a Static Shock movie. We know that there is going to be a Static Shock standalone graphic novel. And we know that Milestone comics are coming in February. That's all we know. We don't know if there's a hardware book, icon book, static book, Shadow Cabinet book, Blood Syndicate book. We don't know. All we know is that we're getting a Static Shock graphic novel and Milestone comics in February. And they also announced that finally that all of the old Milestone comic books will be digitally distributed across multiple platforms. Finally. And you know why I say that? Because I've had to pirate those books for years because of the fact that DC has been in a legal battle with Dwayne McDuffie's family over the use of Milestone Media in DC Comics. And not like, and we don't know if it was because of that, if it was because of other things, if it was because of DC not wanting to give royalties to Milestone or whatever. But there has been not a digital way to read Milestone books forever. And now we are getting it. Thank God. Because the end, I swear to God, DC, I swear to God. If y'all think for a second that just because y'all finally gave the black folks what we wanted and gave us Milestone, that you are getting out of it for not giving more black heroes in DC Comics their respect. That is what I'm going to say. Because I've said this on Twitter, and I've said this on panel to panel as well, that I will not stand for it. At the idea that just because Milestone, like just because Milestone is back, that you're gonna throw all the black people in their own universe. No. Fuck
Watch
that.
him do that, though.
Fuck that. As fucked up as the DC universe is right now, and yes, Milestone needs to go in its own universe because fuck all that. If y'all think that this is your excuse not to give Black Lightning, Vixen, Naomi her book back, every black character that you have pushed under the rug for so long, a book, you can kiss my black ass because I'm gonna keep coming for you. But in general, Milestone coming back is great. We have waited decades for Milestone to return. I am hyped. Reading Milestone Returns #0 that came out yesterday from DC as a part of DC Fandom Part 2. It was amazing. It was nostalgic. I loved it. Dennis Cowan's pencils are amazing to this day, and I love him for it. But y'all love this shit as much as I do. So, Marcus, how do you feel about Milestone coming back?
I'm excited because I never really was reading comics when the original Milestone run came out. I wasn't really introduced to Milestone until they had that crossover with Justice League. I think, didn't Dwayne McDuffie write that arc?
Yes, he did.
And that was like that was like a little bit before he passed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my introduction to the Milestone characters. I remember watching that documentary, the history, I believe on AMC, the history of superheroes, the Milestone episode, that really, really stood out to me. Out on that documentary series, I really enjoyed that episode, and just the struggle they went through to have their characters recognized and how they were independent for a while and doing well. I'm looking forward to seeing them come back. But just to kind of piggyback what you were saying, I think it doesn't excuse DC not having any black characters in their own book. No, I don't think any black characters have a solo book in DC Comics.
Nope.
All the black characters are relegated to team books, which is kind of embarrassing.
Freaking,
you can criticize Marvel all you want, but they do have multiple characters of color that are not only on team books, but they have their own books as well. They may not always succeed, but they try, and that's more than what DC is doing. Shit, Marvel has a Native American Werewolf by Night book coming out. soon.
Yeah.
So
that's some good shit right there. You speak
right. So DC needs to at least do better. Like, do better, please. And doing better is not giving us a black Deadshot in a Suicide Squad video game, even though I'm looking forward to playing that.
Or giving the whole Bat family to Black Lightning.
Right. Right. Even though he did one.
You're cutting out a little bit there.
Or giving the whole Bat family to Black Lightning.
Oh.
Right. Even though he did one hitter quitter, Ra's al Ghul, that was pretty dope. But other than that, you're definitely right on that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's not like, oh, we're just gonna make these digital only. No, give them their own books. Let us pick them up from comic book stores. Don't go the cheap route or the lazy route. If you're gonna introduce them the right way.
Yes. And what he said right there, and I know there are a lot of people on Twitter that are hyping up Far Sector. I know Marcus is one of them.
It's a great book.
I've yet to read it, and the reason, and I know it's an amazing book. I love the art, how it looks. I know the writing team, the whole creative staff is a great lineup. But the reason why I have put off reading it is because I'm tired of DC throwing us a bone and then not doing anything with it. What I mean is Far Sector is a future book. It's like Batman Beyond. It doesn't take place in the normal DC continuity, meaning that you won't see, what's her name, Marcus?
Sojourner Mulane.
Yeah, you will not see her team up with Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan or join the Justice League anytime soon. She is in her own universe, basically.
Well, just to step in there for a little bit, it is set in the present, but yeah, it's not in DC continuity. Because wasn't there rumblings that she was going to be Green Lantern with the whole 5G thing?
There was rumors that she was going to be in 5G, but 5G is up in the air ever since Dan DiDio left. We don't know.
It's definitely better than the Green Lantern. Sorry, Tim.
Oh, what he means is that Grant Morrison's book ain't slapping the way he think it is. But
it gives me a headache. It really does.
But yeah, no, like in general, that's the reason why I refuse. I really refuse, but I've been putting it off. Is the fact that I don't want to give DC any more of my money for a book that isn't in the main continuity the way it should be. In fact, y'all should have just gave Jon Stewart a book if you're really being real about it. But
thank you. Thank you.
Like,
and I was Hal Jordan, but thank you.
Like that's like Scott Snyder did real by everybody when he said, "Hey, what do y'all want for your Justice League book? Give us the animated series team," and he did it because no one gives a fuck about Hal Jordan anymore. But
I really don't.
Like literally, only the old neckbeards give a fuck about him anymore. Like literally, his story has been told. Let him die. He was dead in the 2000s, and then Jeff Johns brought him back. No one cares. Let him die. Same thing with Barry Allen. Nobody, just let him die. But anyway,
they told their stories for like 30 years. Like what? Just whatever, man.
Yeah,
they're literally their own mythologies at this point, and if you don't know the story, you literally ignored everything around you for your whole life.
Deadass. Like, and then there was an interview where Dan DiDio was like, "Oh, Wally West doesn't matter because all he is Barry Allen's successor." Actually, he does. He had his own. He's had his own villains. He had his own arcs. He has a family that you literally erased from canon. And Joshua Williamson was nice enough to bring his kids back recently, and it's hilarious because Dan DiDio and Tom King were like, "Oh, we're gonna make him kill everybody because he misses his kids and Heroes in Crisis." And then Joshua Williams is like, "Here you go. Here's your kids. Sorry they did that to you, Wally." And I was like, So
deal with it, that's why I stopped. That's why I stopped reviewing the Flash because I was just like, "This is stupid. I'm done.
He's not wrong.
Scott Snyder's probably going to have him save the multiverse.
Oh, yep. Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson are friends. They're like, let's patch the holes that Jeff Johns. And the reason why I said fuck Jeff Johns, even though I love Jeff Johns' writing and what he's done for the DC universe over the years, is because of what has come out with Ray Fisher. And you can go read about that because that's some bullshit. But in general, what Jeff Johns did for the DC universe when it came to things like DC Rebirth and bringing back Legacy, that was the plan. And then Dan DiDio was like, no, kill Nightwing, kill Wally West, get it over, yada yada. I'm like, But anyway, Andre, you
Yo.
like me. I know you haven't really read Milestone comics that much, but you
Yeah,
like Static
I know.
Shock. So
I do.
How you feel about this coming back?
I'm excited. Don't fuck up.
That was so brief, and I loved it. That was so to the
That's
point.
about all I can say. I love it. I'm excited. Don't fuck up, and we'll be okay. Fuck up, you gonna catch these hands.
That was so beautiful. That was so to the point and beautiful. I love you.
And I can back it up too. I'm a second-degree black belt. I can back it up.
Oh, okay.
They can really catch. They can really catch.
Remind me not to piss you off, man.
You're doing a great job of not doing that.
Travis, gonna catch these hands and these feet. Sheesh.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones, you know history much like I do. I don't know how much of Milestone you read when you because you're older than me. You were there when it was coming out. So how do you feel?
Yes, thanks for telling all the folks out there.
I would kill to have been there when Milestone was coming out, dog. Like
he said, "Nigga, you old."
but nigga, I would kill to be your age right now to have been there when Milestone was coming out. Like this was the history in the making right here. So like, holla at me here. I'm not calling you old to be mean. I'm calling you old because you was there. Like holla at me.
Because you old.
Yes, this gray hair is the crown of glory, indeed. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. It was good times. I actually have a couple of issues of Hardware and Static Shock in the vault somewhere. But like I think that what we're missing out on with these characters is that piece of history, right? And I'm just here to flood the streets with it, like I'm like we've been waiting for so long. Just give us what we want. And I'll shut up, maybe James will shut up, maybe not, but like we're just give it to us, damn it. And everything will be all right, and like it was really meaningful to me. And like I remember when the Static Shock cartoon came out, and I was like, oh, like it was a big damn deal. And to reinvigorate these characters and make their catalog kind of available to folks, it's gonna be a big deal. And it's not gonna hurt. That's why I get so frustrated, is because do they feel like they're gonna lose money, or what? Like, create, build, strengthen. Now is the time. If any time to do it, now is the time. I don't know. It's just wild.
And one more thing before I let Travis go in is I will flip the script on this one, and you will not see me do this often. Well, I say it a lot, but when it comes to this, I will not flip the script and give DC a bone a lot recently, because DC's been fucking up. But when it comes to the other side of capitalism, where it is, if you buy it, they will keep making it. When Aaron is right, if you make it, they will come. Black people, brothers and sisters, I'm hollering at you for a minute. Listen to me real quick. Listen to me. I need you to come close. Come close to your headphones. Put your AirPods in your ear. Like pull your ear up to the speaker of your car if you need to. Listen to me. And I was even having to talk to with Ronald from You Don't Read Comics about this. Listen to me. Listen, Linda. Listen. We will lose this chance if you do not buy the book. Whether it is digital, whether you have to deal with the white man behind the counter at the comic book shop, because they are racist sometimes and they suck. I've been there. But if you do not deal with it, go in there and pre-order. I'm not saying just buy. Do not just buy. Because how comic book systems work is that you have to pre-order the book. Because yes, your comic book shop will buy a certain amount to put on the shelf. But if you do not pre-order, it does not matter. And wow, I really do sound like the doctor right now with my Hotep hat on. Oh my God. But if you fucking I hate y'all. But if you
Large professor phone in.
Oh my God. But if you do not pre-order these books, this is facts. This is not me bullshitting. If you do not pre-order these books, they will cancel it. You want to know how I know? Black Panther and the Crew. Black Panther and the Crew was a book where they had Black Panther, Storm, Misty Knight, Luke Cage, and Manifold all on one team. It was canceled after issue 1. They took what was going to be a 12-issue ongoing and with the potential to go on for more, and they canceled it after issue 1 and only gave it to 6 issues to fill the trade because people didn't buy the book.
World of Wakanda.
World of Wakanda had the same thing happen to it, yes. And Aaron knows because he reviewed those books. Those were some of the first books he reviewed when he joined the staff. Like, so we know from fact that these books will be canceled if you do not read them, if you do not buy them, pre-order them. Like, it doesn't matter if you buy pre-order digitally. It doesn't matter if you have to go into the comic book store and pre-order them from the white man. We understand. It's a struggle. I know. I was a little black kid getting called the N-word in comic book shops. I know. I got called a porch monkey in the damn store. I know. It sucks. But you have to do this if you want to see Milestone succeed. We will remind you in February when the books are coming out that you need to pre-order. Otherwise, they will not make it past issue 6. So please listen to me.
I swear to God.
I swear to God.
I swear to God.
I know y'all clapping on me. Like, am I speaking wrong here? Please, tell me if I'm wrong.
You're right.
You ain't.
You're on point.
Like,
that kind of helps me get into my
shops
point
are
too.
biased too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If it's a
Yeah.
book they don't
are.
really like, they're not going to order as well.
Yeah, no, like there was a whole thing during all different Marvel where books like Squirrel Girl, books like what's the one dude? There was the Inhuman black dude that had a book.
Mosaic
was. I remember listening to a comic book store podcast where they said they had one issue of Mosaic on the shelf and one out on pre-order, and that was it. And the thing is, and you can listen to my old episodes of Panel to Panel where I said, "Fuck the Inhumans, fuck them for ruining the X-Men." Fuck Marvel for sucking off the Inhuman dick because they wanted to say fuck Fox for because you won't give us the X-Men rights, and then they bought Fox.
It ain't
like
character's
I
fault,
even
it's
said
Marvel's
that
fault.
shit. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, right.
Like Black Bolt didn't do nothing, you know.
Yeah, Black Bolt didn't say shit.
It was personal hate. It was personal hate. But
Morgan's just minding his own business. Caught a stray.
Aren't that cool? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you're right. But
yeah, you better watch out. Carnett gonna hit you in your temple and your pressure point.
But no, you're right. But it was one of those things where I hated the Inhumans, but I still bought Mosaic. I still bought Mosaic because that is a black book that needs to exist. It was canceled because no one supported it. If you don't, they will not stock it if you don't have it. Books like Iceman,
Bitter fucking Root, the breakout hit of last year. I had to pre-order that, or they wouldn't have had any issues, and I still had problems getting my copy.
Yup.
Eisner Award winning.
Bitter Root does better digitally because no one supports it in comic book shops. Like, it's hard. Like, those fucking issue
best
1
continuing series.
Yep, best continuing series, best new series in 2018. Like, they won Eisners, and yet it will not stay. It doesn't stay on shelves because no one pre-orders it. So y'all need to pre-order this shit if you want to see it. There's books like Excellence, like Bitterroot, that we want to see continue. If you want to see Milestone come back, y'all need to buy it. Like, I will cuss out DC till I'm blue in the face about Black Lightning needing a book. Black Lightning Cold Dead Hands was canceled. I have proof. I have literally an interview with Tony Isabella on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, when I was first getting started with interviewing people. And I was pretty bad at it too, no lie. But when I first started out, I sucked. But he still told me on record that if it would have kept going, he had whole arcs planned of what Black Lightning was going to do. No one bought it. So y'all need to buy this shit if you want to see it continue. I'm done ranting.
Drops mic.
Well,
Travis,
that kind of helps me get into my point on the whole thing. Is like I I'm excited for Milestone to come back. Don't get me wrong, but I'm looking at this the same way that we looked at Jay-Z joining the NFL on the level that he did. You know what I mean? Like,
this is getting spicy.
This
You
is getting
potted
spicy,
now.
Travis. Where you going with
You
this?
potted.
You took my joke.
They gave us an issue 0, right? And like DC has given me absolutely zero faith, and they have presented zero credibility that I'm not going to get the 3 characters that I got in 0 for 6 issues before it's canceled.
Because if you read issue 0, and we will be linking it online because we're gonna post it on Twitter tonight, and we'll retweet it in the morning when the episode goes live. That DC is said they had DC fandom content up for 24 hours. The Milestone book, Milestone Returns number 0, is still accessible via link. We don't know how long that's gonna be. We don't know if they're gonna put it on Comixology. I even tweeted Reginald Hudlin today during DC fandom and said, "Hey." Actually, it was yesterday. Yesterday, during DC fandom, I said, "Hey, do you know when the Milestone archive is going to be hitting Comixology or DC Universe?" All he could All he could say was, "I choked on my own damn Diet Coke." All he could say
I'm
was,
so sorry.
No, you're fine. All he could say was, "I'll let you know," and that bugs me. So
because that means he doesn't know.
That bugs me that they don't know when this shit's coming out. So, Travis, you have a point. Go ahead.
Right, and so like with issue 0, with the way they're operating with that kind of makes me a little more terrified. And maybe the Hotep woke shit is in the water or the air today. But I feel like they're tracking. I feel like they're tracking how many people read issue 0, and then they're gonna base their forward marketing trajectory on that. And to be completely honest with you, if it wasn't for COVID-19, I would have less faith in it because not everyone reads digital media.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
Because the only digital books I read are from older books from my subscriptions from Marvel Unlimited and DC Universe. I'm not buying any. So you're spot on.
Well, and the thing is, from what we know, and specifically because Amazon refuses to release their numbers, that's another reason why a lot of people are worried about comics going fully digital, is the fact that Amazon refuses to release their numbers. But from what we've been told from the companies is that trades and digital sales are what keeps some books alive. But at the same time,
I can believe that.
Yeah, like that's why things like Iceman came back. But like, some books don't do that. So, in general, I don't have a lot of faith in Milestone, but specifically because they said a Static Shock graphic novel that's separate from the relaunch has me suspicious of if they're going to try to chase Amazon clout the same way that the first trade of Coates' run of Black Panther did, where when the movie came out, that shit sold like gangbusters. Because people wanted to jump on Black Panther because of the movie, so they bought the first trade and nothing else. So I think they might do that.
And what worries me about them saying it's a graphic novel, you know what I think it's going to be? It's going to be one of those young adult graphic novels that they're coming out with now, which might not be bad because it'll do numbers. I hear the and they get like good reviews, but I don't think that's something that we would be expecting, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, and I will say this. Things that are coming out like Nubia Real One from LL McKinney, and best believe when that is getting closer, you will have L back on the show. We will be pimping the fuck out of that book.
I just read that solicitation. That looks so dope. That looks dope.
L is one of the most prolific writers that I've ever met in my entire life. I love her writing. I will read anything that she puts out, and the fact that how much she has championed Nubia on this show. She is championed like Nubia in voice calls with us. She is championed Nubia on the DC fandom and other things. I will read this book. I don't give a fuck if it's young adult. So
it sounds pretty dope.
Yeah,
from the description and the way that L and the artists were talking about it, like it's gonna be dope.
And it's like between Jackson Hyde Calderon getting his own gay young adult romance novel, which
that looks pretty dope too.
It was pretty good. It was a pretty good read. So
it's already out.
We got a review copy of it, but
okay.
I think it is out. But I'll have to check on that. But in general, it's one of those things where it's like their young adult market slaps, but it's not their main market specific. And what I think DC is doing now is giving all the diversity pushes to their young adult market, because they notice that the comic books themselves are not being bought by us. They're being bought by the white dudes. So they're not trying to do as much with the floppies. They're trying to do more with the young adult market, because the young adult people are buying the diverse books.
Right.
So, like we're saying, if y'all want Milestone to stay alive, y'all better buy the dang books. That's just facts. So, we are going to go ahead and wrap up the show. I think that we will not do Lovecraft Country tonight because it's after midnight and I'm tired. But if Aaron, are you doing anything? Aaron,
I live to see another day.
Are y'all doing anything tomorrow night? Y'all doing anything tomorrow night?
No.
We'll come back for episode 2. We'll do part 2 tomorrow. I'm down.
I can be free. Just let me know the time.
We'll probably do the same time tomorrow.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, let's do that. So Tuesday, expect our full spoiler cast for Lovecraft Country. You will be and we will probably do a weekly recap of the episode. 9 here is 6 there, so y'all will be forced to watch before coming to the show 2 hours later. So yes. So that gives me and Andre 2 hours as well to watch the episode before the show. Got it.
That's dope, because there's something I want to address with you guys. The show's getting criticism for, and I want to get your guys' opinion on it.
Okay, so then we can dive in that tomorrow. So expect Tuesday around like noonish that you will see our full spoiler cast finally, because we gave our initial review of it, but in general, you will see our full spoiler cast on Tuesday of Lovecraft Country. But I'm tired of bitching. I wouldn't be bitching about Lovecraft Country. I'd be hyped as fuck, but I'm too tired from bitching. I'm sorry, man. Like
it's been an intense episode.
Yeah, it's been an intense episode. But like,
you have reason to. The fandoms have been really bad lately.
Neckbeards need to be on an island. That's all it is.
The fandoms have been terrible.
You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
It's real.
It's real. Freaking people on 4chan saying that Black Panther needs to be a white dude got me freaking pissed off.
Why do you listen to anything from 4chan with any credibility? I'm gonna be honest with you.
I saw it on Twitter and I was pissed off about it.
As soon as I found black spaces on the internet, I was like, I don't have to fuck with 4chan ever. Ever.
I used to get pirated comics from 4chan.
Yeah, man. That used to be where it's at. But
way back when.
Yeah, see, I was at B. I was at the Badlands.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go
Shout
ahead
out to Mediafire and Mega Up.
Oh Lord! All right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode, folks. Don't forget that you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Speaker. I cannot talk.
You read it too much.
Stitcher Radio, Spotify.
This is the remix.
Oh my God! Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Blerd Grounds. You can check out the website, Twitter, On Comics Ground, on Twitter and Instagram at On Comics Ground. Check out the website, oncomicsground.com. Hyphens between those words. You can check out Aaron's latest review of Bitterroot, the Eisner Award-winning Bitterroot, where it's not doing well in comic shops because y'all motherfuckers ain't reading it. I'm bitter about Bitterroot, but
I don't think it's going nowhere. They got a machine behind.
And the thing is,
it's
like
solid foundation.
Like Image is one of those companies that, like, even if it's selling like dog shit, they'll keep going with it if it has big enough fan base and if it's winning Eisners. Like, it's not like DC and Marvel where like its lifeblood depends on the shit, because they're seeing that the trades are selling good too. So there's that.
Yeah, Coogler's trying to make a movie out of it. Like, I feel like we're good.
They didn't even finish Arc 1 and it was already being optioned for a movie. So that kind of says something.
Right.
Yeah, he's not trying to. It is being made into a movie.
Yeah, no.
Good.
So, yeah. You check out Aaron's review Marcus is back to reviewing. I'm back to reviewing.
Read Philadelphia. That book is dope, and I believe they're making it into a TV show. That book is dope.
Oh,
the art is some of the most beautiful art I've ever seen, and it's a horror book, so it's like gore, but it's pretty gore. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it's dope. Read it.
For real, Marcus, besides that, do you want to give a closing statement for this episode?
Man, I'm just happy to be back rocking with y'all, man. Y'all really helped me down while I was gone. Appreciate y'all for letting me come back and rock with y'all. And I just look forward to doing this more on a consistent basis now. And everybody's good. Everybody's safe. Wear your damn mask. Wash your hands. And stay out of other people's faces. All right?
Amen. Andre, do you want to give a closing statement for this episode of Blerd Grounds?
Hashtag James was right. Hashtag John Boyega deserve better. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. If I need to know that your baby has a dick or a vagina, please do not set the world on fire. That would be great.
Amen.
Eat the damn cake.
Yeah.
Eat the damn
I second that
cupcake.
notion.
Drop a water balloon.
He's not wrong.
I don't need you to set the world on fire just to proclaim that your baby has a dick. That's
Right,
all it
because
is.
now my state is on fire because you needed to tell us. So
Jasmine's not here because of it.
And you will not do my girl like that. So all you other people, get your shit together.
For real.
As well as DC.
Travis, do you have a closing statement for this episode?
Support Black creations. DC, allow more Black creations. And support your local comic book shops, especially if it's Black owned.
Hey, man.
That's all I got.
Because some of them exist.
Shoot, they ain't nowhere near me, but yeah.
Right. But Andre, I don't want to hear it. You got like 5 in Columbus, so I don't want to hear it from you.
I mean, yeah, but the ones that I frequent, I barely see any Black people in them anyway.
That's fair, because
they're in the suburbs. They're in the suburbs.
When I went to go visit Ohio State, I found like 5 comic shops down there, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Jones, you know there's a Black-owned comic shop in Pasadena?
Yep.
No shit.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Blerd Grounds meetup
is moving.
What? Again?
Yep. Yeah, they're moving again. Mm-hmm.
Like out of Gardena or?
No, they're just moving a little. So Jeffries is Jones's childhood comic book shop, and now it's the one I go to regularly. It's funny how life works out.
Man, real talk. It's crazy.
Y'all funny. Friggin' Jones, do you have a closing statement for this episode?
Man, read Bitterroot, watch Lovecraft Country, support, Black creators, support Black comics. And yeah, wear your mask, wash your hands, stay the hell away from people, put brunch on the shelf, and we'll be all right soon.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no brunch. Don't go to brunch.
Yeah,
No brunch.
Yes, fancy Black folks, you do not need to go to brunch right now. Just stay home.
I don't even want to know.
We can wait.
I don't even want to know.
I kind of do, but I can wait.
Anyway,
we can wait.
My closing statement. Wear your damn mask. Black Lives Matter, as always. DC, listen to me for once in your lives. Hashtag James was right. And we will catch y'all next time right here at Blerd Grounds. Peace.